Guess what, guys? It's a time to see what the horse is doing. Sure.
Howdy, howdy, everyone. How's it going today? As you can see, we are in a slightly different setup today. I'm going to bring down the music a little bit. We're going to do some pumpkin carving. Welcome, and I hope everybody's doing well. We got a setup here today. We got TV trays. We've got table cam. We got a setup here. Hopefully we won't have too many technical hiccups. I'm hoping everything kind of stays together. We got, as always, Hudson with me. He's nodding out over there on the couch. All right, how do I want to start this? All right, well, first things first, let me move this off to the side. Switch to this camera. And we'll show off some of the options we have for design. We have a Grim Reaper, a skull picking at itself, a mummy, a haunted house. You know what? I am thinking this might actually be the book I used last year. Cat on a fence. Headless horseman. A goofy face. And a house. And this one's far more complex. We have bats. I'm going to say those are bats. Well, those are obviously bats. I don't know what the... Oh, it's a moon face. Okay, I see it now. A clock. The word wicked. Oh, this one's going to be harder to use. They aren't perforated. Trick-or-treaters and a ghost. A skull unicorn. Which... I'm kind of digging that. This one is perforated. Baby. Witch. Shark. Cat. Face within a face. And toil and trouble. Not really digging anything out of this book. I'm not seeing the face within a face. But they're all there on the back. I didn't restart my video. Grab my mouse. Yeah, they're all like on the back. Sorry, just don't mind me. Actually, we have to go back to Facecam to do that. But yeah, they're... Although, is it doing it? Yeah, there it is. Is that weird line scrolling down? I don't know what causes that. But it does it, and I don't know why. I said, this is very fucking bright. So yeah. I don't think we're going to do anything out of this book. Just for the sake that it's more complicated. I also have a big old bag of tools. And more books. Oh my god, this fucking Ziploc is full. There's the stickers, I don't want to use them. Another copy of the same book. And slightly different of the other book. We have some sort of goofy jack-o'-lantern face. We have an alien. 3 ghosts and a tombstone says boo. Some sort of clown jack-o'-lantern. A witch and a cauldron. Right? This is the same book? This is the same book. Okay. Hold on. There's some missing out of these. Ew, here's the previously used stencils. We have Serpent. I actually remember my brother or my niece did that like 2 years ago. And then there's Goofy Pumpkin. I vaguely remember them doing this one as well. So anything else in this book that we haven't seen? I'm going to say no. I think both of the pages that were used here. I did not grab tape. I should have grabbed tape. But, you know. We'll see how that goes. Alright, anybody feeling any kind of way about any of these? I'm kind of liking, where is it? We did that one last year. That's the one we did last year. Which was fairly easy. Kind of liking Cat on a walkway. Or on a walkway, on a fence. Is there another one in this book I liked? No. That means it was in this one. I am liking this goofy ass one. Why am I... There's one I liked in here, but I'll be damned if I can find it. Huh. I'm waiting for him to get weird. Don't know why, but I think he's gonna get weird on me. I am kind of liking this one. So if anybody else has any opinions, please let me know. Leave that there for the moment. Alright. I also like this goofy ass face. Alright. Those are the two I like the most. Well, also competitively that one. Let's see if I remember how to make a poll. Grab my keyboard here. Alright. I need Twitch. Which, by the way, everything's a little, like, right, the poll. That's one. Cat on fence. Not cat, PN fence. On fence. Goofy face. Or Scooby-Doo house. Duration. Let's call it 3 minutes. And we'll start the poll. There we go. Alright. Those are our three choices here. I guess I should remove the keyboard to not block one of them. That seems like putting my thumbs on the scale. Oh. Yeah. It's gonna do that now and again. There we go. Admittedly, this DSLR, not the best for this. But I do not have another camera that does not do this. There we go. Always have to deal with the light and dark bands at the top, because I don't know how to get rid of those. And that focus thing should go away in a second. Or not. It'll just make a fool of me. Alright, like I said, if you can hear me, please vote in the poll at the top of chat, so that you can tell me what to do. I would like to be told what to do. That's all I can put those down there. I don't think I'll screw with them. I really do have to pick up a second camera. You there? Because, well, while I love my 7D, and it's a really good camera, and the lens that I have on it is a really nice piece of glass, it does not cope well with this. And to be fair, I think it's because I have the wrong memory card in. Alright. Cat on fence. But yeah, I really ought to keep an eye out for a cheap, like a cheap used mirrorless, like another Sony or something. Just to have that second camera that I can reliably plug a HDMI into and run through a capture card. Because this is literally just running through my Shadowcast. So that's the thing. If you occasionally play through consoles and use a capture card, there's no difference between a camera capture card and a gaming capture card. Like, functionally, there's no real difference. So you can very easily just occasionally, if you want to have a second camera, just run a camera that has a clean HDMI output into a capture card, and you'll be able to very easily run a second camera and a multi-camera setup. And then you can also program it where, you know, using, that's what we've got here, using things like Stream Deck or OBS or what have you. You can easily switch camera angles and have each one by themselves and together in different proportions, you know, like, but for very little work and like cash, you can kind of throw something together that works. All right, let's start. So what's under over on Ralph's gonna throw up tonight? Because I ate a very large dinner. Before I started this. So I feel like my guts are already kind of volatile. And pumpkin really turns my stomach. Oh, there we go. I feel like I should turn that light down in front of me a little bit. Like, I feel like it is too bright. Oh, this is already going poorly. Drop the seed. All right. What we're gonna do is just give this a little saw. You know? Just kind of. You know, one of my plans for this week, oh god, I touched my face, was to buy a mop. So I currently don't have one. And now that I've just dropped a big old piece of pumpkin, I'm kind of wishing I bought a goddamn mop this week. You know? Not sure we can pull that off. Look deep into my hole. I also did not pick up rubber gloves. But it's okay. We have the super gooper. Also, I'm very proud that I thought of just cut off a layer of that thing. That is way better. There might be a little bit of oh, I have to stand up and kind of do this. Do y'all like pumpkin? I don't like pumpkin too much. Find it kind of gross. You know? I forgot to do that, so. You know what? If I had rubber gloves, I think that other thing that's in there, the thing that I used last year, actually works a little better. This is bigger and I don't have to stick my arm into the fucking thing, but, you know. There's a maker channel I really like, husband and wife duo who does different like maker products or projects, called Evan and Caitlin. And every year they carve pumpkins and try to preserve them in resin. They love them some resin. It's like a big part of their channel. Oh, this one's got like a nipple on the inside. So, while my kids are taking their test, pumpkin carving, okay. Hopefully your kids are testing well. I really should set up. I think I have them set up, but I don't know. I never check because I hate all the tools that Twitch uses for it, for closed captioning. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there's a little bit of anxiety with setting up closed captioning. Because I have a speech impediment, I feel like closed captioning is just a great way to get my feelings hurt. You know? Like, I kind of get a little upset still when people can't figure out what I'm saying, especially when it's multiple times. I don't know where that pumpkin goo went. I had to touch it with my hands. I didn't think to pick up rubber gloves. Stupid. I keep wanting to use the forked side of this to scrape, and realistically I should be going this way. Like the little teeth at the bottom work better for that. For like scraping the like innards off. I don't like it. It's goopy. Oh, I don't like it. It stinks. I can hear the squelch. I have sound. Yippee! I can hear squelching noises from disdain. Yeah, it's goopy and I don't like it. You know, there was a world of, I had some plans today. It's actually my mother's birthday. So my brother, his wife, their kids, and I took my mother out to dinner for her birthday. You know, and I had a very large, very good dinner, which, thank you, which was great. But there was a world where I have 2 pumpkins. There's another pumpkin upstairs. And I was going to carve 2 of them. I was like, yeah, I can. You know what? I didn't puke last year. I'm dreading the idea of having to touch this with my hand, and it's not coming off. Like, but your aunt's birthday, too. Happy birthday, Jagaunt. Which saying Jagaunt sounds like some sort of weird foreign chocolate. I appreciate that. I know you would. This is truly a hell of my own making. But there was a world where my plan originally was to start way earlier and carve 2 pumpkins. Because I was like, well, we have 2 of them. I know my mom's not going to carve the second one she picked up. Because the place she happened by that had them. Because I went like 3 or 4 places that didn't have them. That was weird in and of itself. Like a week ago or so, I went looking at like the supermarket. I went looking at a different supermarket. I couldn't find them. Apparently, I just went the wrong direction. So my mom went like a block away. It's gross and cold and slimy. Ooh. I'm also glad I'm wearing my favorite shirt for this. I would say that's pretty good, right? Y'all look at my hole. That look pretty alright? Alright. Let me rotate. I love gross, cold, and slimy. Ugh. It's so terrible. It's straight up terrible. But yeah, we have a second pumpkin though. 100 out of 10 hole. Alrighty then. I know I brought the whole jokes in on myself, and suddenly I have lost my nerve on that one. But yeah, so we have a second pumpkin, and I have no idea what we're gonna do with it. Because clearly I'm not a fan. I also did not grab paper towels, which I probably should have. Son of a bitch, paper towels are in the bathroom. Howdy, August. This seems appropriate. Look at all this fucking space I have. Look at the space. I hung up the R and everything. So much room for activities. And of course there's not a Sharpie on my desk. Why would there be a Sharpie on my desk? Which means I have to shimmy this way, past the trash can, and the lid to the trash can, to my writing desk. I'm also not really seeing a Sharpie. Okay. No, god damn it. That's a lot of real estate, right? Like you're on Team Rocket, yeah. It was in the background of my old room too. It was on top of the guitar case with the revolver in front of it. I had that fake Colt 1863 in front of it. But there's like just a nail in the thing there, so I was like, what can I put on there? Oh yeah, the R. The R is supposed to be hung up. But yes, it is very Team Rocket of me. But let's be real, I would probably be on Team Rocket. Get some of this goop off of here. Alright, so I had a poll earlier, but now that like there's really nobody here, so the only vote that counted was my own. So this is the one that I want to do. Pardon me. That's what I'm saying. This is the one that I wanted to do, that I like the most. The other options were not in this book. I also have multiple books with me this year. This is the same book, but different. I also liked this goofy ass face. And this house. The face is goofy and it's derpy, and I really like that about it. There's my mouse. The house is very detailed. I think it looks cool, but it is very detailed. Let me bring back the poll. New poll. It's making me retype it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Bear with me one second. All right, I'm going to put up the poll for about 3 minutes. There we go. But yeah, like those are the 3 choices I'm feeling. Trying to get them all properly in frame. You came out of here. I know you fit back in there. Like I said, welcome. Howdy, Truists. Welcome in, Raiders. How are y'all doing today?
Truists and raided my stream with 2 viewers.
We're carving a pumpkin, and y'all can help me pick what to carve up there at the top of the screen. We have a poll going on for the next minute and a half or so, 2.5 minutes. What were you playing today, Truist? How are things? Let me grab my phone, because I am also using Stream Deck on my phone so I can do things, because I don't have enough USB-C wire to pull it all the way over here. Okay, doesn't want to do that. We're gonna have to do the old-fashioned ways. Dragon's Crown Sorceress Tibbies. Ooh. Number 4 on Trophy Hunt. I'm doing nice. ahead and do that. I have a nose itch.
So I finally fucking got it. After all that hunting in Sword and Shield I did. Well, Sword specifically, I guess. I don't need to say both. All that fucking hunting I did in Sword. All this time I've wasted trying to find it here in Violet. I finally got it.
No. No, I will not. While I love roasted, while I love, evil bird. While I love roasted pumpkin seeds, no, they're going in the trash. I do not like touching pumpkin. Do not like the smell of pumpkin. Do not like it in a car. I do not like it in a bar. Do not like it, Sam I am. A non-zero amount of this stream is Will Ralph puke? Cool. Like, I'm down for everybody else having what they like. I find pumpkin disgusting. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste. I don't like the touch. I don't like the feel. Like, I am mad that I did not buy rubber gloves to wear to do this. Also, pumpkin spice doesn't have any pumpkin in it. Also, we're back where we started. Cat on fence wins. I will banish those to the Shadow Realm. By the way, my mom was like, oh, we have pumpkin carving stuff. Yeah, we do, apparently. Also, I was freaking out. I was like, where's the book I bought last year? I know I put it somewhere so that I can do it again this year. And it's like, oh. With all of their pumpkin carving stuff. Howdy, Killbot. How are you doing today? I think I also need tape. This is no better. I got up to get tape, and I don't think I can actually be on camera and getting tape. And Pixel Gun 3D. I miss my intended target. I still get a kill. Hell yeah. Let's hear it for collateral damage. The only thing, by the way, the only thing I legitimately do not have access to right now are the sound effects. Like, I cannot play any sound effects right now. Just because my cell phone doesn't have the buttons on it for it. Well, it does actually, but I don't think you can hear them. Thank you. Let me know if y'all hear this. Like, I feel like you heard it through my microphone because there's no, like, automatic ducking on this. Yeah, you heard it through my microphone. Because even, I'm not wearing headphones, as you can see. So the audio is just in the room with me. And I could not pumpkin spice. I could not think it is nice. Some little Dr. Seuss. That is actually really nice, Hawkins. Now is the nerve-wracking part where I try to pop this out without ripping anything. But yeah, that would be dope looking. Like, don't go through the effort, Jagboo, but that would be dope looking. But yeah, like, pumpkin spice, I probably wouldn't feel as dismayed by, because pumpkin spice doesn't actually have any pumpkin in it. It's just a bunch of general spices. Like allspice and, cardamom and that kind of shit. There's no actual pumpkin in pumpkin spice. People doing the cinnamon challenge. I always wanted to try the cinnamon challenge, but I also realized that, like, I will die. Yeah, it's just a, like, general, like, fall spice blend. Which is a very nice spice blend, to be fair. You know? Which I think, I didn't get anything to make mead this year. But I think I'm going to do some mulled wine in the, winter. Oh, this is not very well perforated in this curl. There we go. I got it reasonably unmolested. But plain coffee is enough for me. Yeah, my coffee, generally speaking, the only extra flavor I like is either like salted caramel or vanilla. I like a little bit of vanilla creamer. You know, like while I enjoy fancy coffees, my day-to-day is very much like plain coffee. You know? I just enjoy those more, seems to be. I feel like... Although, right now, Wawa has their caramel apple coffees. Those are pretty tasty. Their caramel apple latte, like cold latte, iced latte, rather. Tastes like a candied apple, like a candied green apple, and it's wonderful. Which I love apples. Like, cold brew and creamer is so dang good, yeah. Well, like, as much as I like coffee, I like how it tastes with creamer more often than not. If I go on break, I actually gotta grab something. Butthead got a new toy, and it is a hard rubber, like candied apple, and it is adorable. If I go on break at any time, I'll go grab it and show it off. It's so cute. I was worried he'd be up my ass storing this, because he likes pumpkin. Last year or the year before, my brother made him pumpkin treats. Like, they mixed pumpkin with coconut oil and baked them to make, like, dog treats for him. And he really liked them. Calm down, both of you. I've said too much, now he's gotten up. It's so weird. I'm so used to looking at chat and being facing the camera that I'm looking at chat and you guys are not where you normally are. Which, by the way, aside from the cord I bought specifically to solve this problem, did not work. I just realized y'all are just staring at my fucking mug. And we could be doing this. The cord I got for this camera, so that I can have it further away from my desk when I want to do stuff like this. Have a little pumpkin pie to himself. He eats so well. I don't think you guys realize how well I feed him. Probably stuff he ain't supposed to have. If you look right on top of the fridge, you can see a couple bags. Like he has like 3 different bags of treats up there. Like, I buy him treats every time I go to the grocery store. I do like the mugshot. Oh, I thought... But say, which one of my camera angles looks like a mugshot? I made myself the other night for dinner. I called it that and I realized it. I made myself ham and cheese sandwiches. Just real quickly, able to throw them together, you know. Nothing special. Well, I made that motherfucker his own ham and cheese sandwich. Like honey wheat bread. I did not give him the sriracha mayo that I put on mine because I was worried he wouldn't like spicy. You know? He had his own... Give it a second, we'll come back. There we go. Like, I had ice cream last night, so naturally he had a slightly smaller bowl of ice cream. Like, he begs like he ain't never seen food in his life, but he eats well. Like, and that's on top of like his actual like healthy dog food, as well as the cat's food and the other dog's food. Like, he doesn't like Doritos. He begged me for Doritos. I tried to give him one. He's like, no, I don't want any of this plebeian food. Give me the good stuff. You know? I had vanilla ice cream with peanut butter ripple. He got his own bowl of it. Like, not a big bowl, mind you. Like a scoop or two. Not much. You know, just a taste. But, like, he begs like he ain't never seen food before in his fucking life. You know? Remember that breakfast with Alfred and be like, no, the good stuff. But like, I love green apples. I have a bunch of green apples in my fridge. And for a snack, I will regularly just kind of grab one and start eating it. Like you do. He does not like apples. And I've tried to give him a piece because he'll sit there and stare at me with his big old walled-eyed, stupid-looking face. And I'll be like, you don't like apples. And he'll stare at me more. So eventually I'll bite off a chunk of apple, go to hand it to him, and he'll sniff it, and then go nowhere near it. He just wants it because I'm eating it. That's all he wants. But he actually likes pumpkin, so I'm surprised he isn't up my ass. He's actually laying very good, being very well behaved, laying right in front of me right now. Mostly because I think he can't get by the camera and trash can. I have made it very small in here. Most of the space is behind me in the kitchen. Like, I know I'm not supposed to give him people food. Like, you're not supposed to give dogs people food, but it's like, you know, ain't gonna hurt him. I felt bad. We had Chinese food last night, and I don't know enough about how the beef and broccoli is cooked, and he definitely can't have any of the pork fried rice I was having, because there's definitely onions and garlic in that. So I couldn't give him any. You would have thought it was the biggest betrayal. Like, watch Mojo, you know, top 10 anime betrayals. Me eating Chinese food without giving him any. Like, I don't want to hurt him, you know? Alright. There we go. I don't think I need to scoop anymore. I mean, I commend that. I know you're supposed to do that. I just don't. Yeah, and to be fair, it's easier when they're new and they don't understand people food. It's way easier. Because they don't know what they're missing, so they don't beg for it. You know? He's had people food. He knows what he's missing. You know? Yeah. He's looking at me, but Ralph, why? I can't. Why can't I have some? Don't I deserve it? Don't you love me? Where's my knife? Need my knife. Like I said, I don't mind sharing with him. I don't. You know. I don't like when he gets a little pushy about it. You know? Which he doesn't often. I'll give him that. When I go to give him something, he takes it very nicely. I don't know why I'm sticking that to the table. Your phone's at 10%. Oh, no. Are you watching on your phone or your computer? Because I gotta tell you, if that's the case, like, stars, my dude. There's wonderful tape-ripping action. What if it was for puppies? I may have noticed a flaw in our choice. Here's how tall the paper is. Here's how tall the pumpkin is. Oh no. You need to charge your phone. Oh, so I didn't have any other tape around, so time for a re-roll, perhaps. We'll see. I'm going to tape it up there and see if it works. Because I've already gone through all the effort of popping out all of the design. You know? So we'll see what I can do with this. I know, buddy. It's weird. I know. He's giving me the dirty look right now before he got into his chair. I shouldn't say his chair. It's not his chair. It's my chair. He just sleeps in it, and now he's staring at me. I'm not sure how he feels about streaming. Like I often wonder that, if he thinks I'm just insane and talking to myself. Which, like, he's partly right. I am insane. Portable charger came in clutch. Honestly, yes. Portable chargers are kind of dope. Alright, I do not think this will work. So I'm going to very carefully try to take this tape off. And by very carefully, I mean screw this all up. Alright. Yeah, I don't think this design will work on the pumpkin. I think that it is too tall. Alright. The house is really complicated, so I think we are going to end up doing the face. Congratulations, Shag Boo. But the bright side is, the face is fairly easy. Like, although there's an alien face. Now, 10 came in a power smacker. I bought one when I went to Boston. And I used it for the, for when we did Resident Evil 4. I had it plugged into my face. And it worked really well. I didn't even use it when we went to Boston. My friends did. Mine's an Inu. And 20,000 milliamp hours. 74 watt hours. Like, Works really great. It fits in a shirt pocket. Like, I bought one specific. I literally looked up phones or power bank for the Steam Deck, because my Steam Deck is a 65-watt charging device, which means that it needs something with a little bit more kick. So I had to find one specifically for that. You know? All right, on the bright side, this should pop out fairly quickly. There's only 3 pieces. Okay, sir, I need you to move. Heavy pumpkin, I'll give it that. But yeah, like I don't often need a battery bank, but when I do, I like really need a battery bank. Like, it's one of those kinds of situations. Like, they turned off the power at my work for a couple hours not too long ago. Okay, switching you to my phone. My drive home, so I will be lurking. Jaglu, drive home carefully. Drive safely, obey all traffic laws. Or drive like you're in GTA. I'm not your boss. You know? Pick up a hooker, run over a pedestrian. You know? Try to get 5 stars. You do you. Never played GTA. I mean, it's the most video game of all video games. Trying to play it IRL, exactly. Just think of what every Republican senator for the last like 70 years has said about video games, and just do that. That's pretty much Grand Theft Auto. You know? Just think of the shit Tipper Gore was talking. You know? God, that's an old man reference. I don't know if y'all are at the age to get that one. This is way easier to do with a knife. So, I got a quick question for y'all. I've bounced around the idea in my head before of like, because I like the idea of doing these streams where it's me doing a thing rather than playing a video game. I don't think I am. Oh, you get it? Okay. I'm trying to remember when that was, to tell you the truth. Anywho, I like the idea of doing these streams where I'm like doing a thing. And I do have in one of my notebooks a list of like things to do. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell you all of them, but one of the ones that I'm kind of iffy on, I don't know if y'all would want to watch, as I gestate wildly with a knife, is me doing like a model or like a Gundam, like building one of the like Gundam models. Because I haven't done one of those since I was a teenager. Yes, we had Gundam back then. Would that be a thing interesting to watch? Like, would that be entertaining? Because I don't know how entertaining that would be. I can't imagine less than this. You know? But it would be one of those things where, like, it's more or less just, like, doing a stream and very much just chatting is, I think, apt. Okay. Because I think that would be a fun one to do. Like, it wouldn't be anything crazy. It would be like the $10 Gundam from Amazon. You know? Like, probably, I think it was the original Gundam 0076 or whatever the hell it is. So I'm not a big Gundam fan. I used to like the cartoon well enough. I used to watch Mobile Suit Gundam and Gundam Wing back in the day when they were on Toonami. But I was never super into them. But I did like the models. I always liked model building. So that might be a thing we'll do at some point. Also, we're going to have another one of these kinds of streams coming up soon. Because I would really like to change the joysticks in my Steam Deck. And I think that would be a fun one to do on camera. Because my my left joystick on my Steam Deck is no bueno. She's drifting, boys. She's out to sea. She's just rudderless. Stream. Gotta have a close-up cam. August, my man. I don't think you realize how prepared for this I am. The lens on that camera right now is a 24 to 105 f4L lens. Like a Canon lens. It is a very, very nice lens. It is actually the lens that all of my professional work I do for photography is pretty much done with that lens. Like anything that somebody pays me to do, I almost always use that. Unless I need like shallow depth of field, because it is an f4. Then I'll use my nifty 50 or my 24 mil. But for the most part, it's that. But that is a 105 millimeter lens on a. Here's a fixed up. Speed not dim is so nice because I bought a really good zoom lens. Like I said, it's a L series lens. So I paid a decent amount of money for it. I got lucky though. I found one used. I want to say I paid somewhere in the neighborhood like $400 for it, used on Craigslist. Like, so as a constant aperture of f4. Which Canon actually has a new STM lens coming out for just under $1,000. It is a 28 to 70, I want to say. 28 to 70 maybe. 28 to 135, something like that. 2.8 with a constant aperture. Because that's the thing, while I like zoom lenses, I do not want to deal with my aperture being a different range than my zoom. Like, I do not like variable aperture. Which is also why I primarily use prime lenses. That lens right there, for my main camera, is a 16mm f1.8. No, I'm sorry, 1.4. Yeah, 1.4. I love that that is a fast wide lens. It's great for doing this. Now granted, it is too wide for a lot of doing this. I have had to use tighter lenses and like kind of finagle where the camera's placed a little bit. The crop that we do from this scene to this one, like, is all digital. Like, I'm cutting off a good amount of the frame, but we're well inside, so I'm not really losing resolution. But yeah, like, that's one of the reasons I don't own a lot of zoom lenses, because I don't like zoom lenses without constant apertures. That is a pet peeve of mine, and something that I am A, too broke to care about, and B, yeah, okay. And B, like, doesn't really matter, especially for, it matters more for video than it does for photos. If I'm doing photos, it doesn't really matter, you know? Like, the amount of depth of field you're losing between, like, 3.5 and 5.6 is not a ton. The amount of light you're losing in between those two is not a ton. It's manageable. I love having zoom lens. I have a 12 to 60 and a 14 to 140. Ooh, 14 to 140. That's a range. Holy shit. Though the range is f3.5 to 5.6 on both. And one with a smaller range and a fixed aperture would be nice. So yeah, that's kind of the trade-off you get with zoom lenses. The convenience of you don't have to constantly move to reframe. You don't have to constantly, you know, worry about this and that. The trade-off is you do not get a constant aperture. But, like I was just saying, I don't think the difference in depth of field or light is really all that big a deal between 3.5 and 5.6. If you're in a super dark environment, yeah, every little bit counts, sure. But, realistically, you can kind of get by if you're clever about it without, you know? Like, when I did concerts, I might be better off just fucking freehanding this. One of the lenses I almost always used was my 24 to 105 f4L. One of the reasons I used it all the time is while f4 is not particularly wide or bright, and I was often in very dark, I could really underexpose pretty well and bring up in Lightroom or Photoshop to really make up the difference. Not to mention having that little bit of a zoom range was nice because I often couldn't always reliably get on stage or behind the stage to get pictures of band members that weren't up front. So like the drummer was often a challenge to get. Well, if you have a zoom lens and you're a little creative about angling, you can usually get a couple good shots, you know, by like maneuvering a bit, you know? But often I would have to underexpose my photos and then bring them up after the fact in edit. And one of my other little tricks was to kind of machine gun blast things. With live events like that, people are constantly moving. Night photography. Well, night photography, you get the advantage of, like, you can take longer exposures. Like, a lot of night photography, you can kind of, like, well, there isn't enough light here. Plenty of light here if I expose for 20 seconds. You get that advantage. The downside with concert photography, while there's concert lighting, which looks great in person, does not photograph well. So, you often run into the issue of, like, those hot LEDs, you get bright, hot highlights, but like immediate drop off, you know? So you wind up having this problem of like, well, it looked really good for like 3 inches of face, and then the rest of it's a big white spot, and the other side's a big black spot. Like there was no consistency there. So, like, you would often kind of run into those little issues. Honestly, though, running into issues like that made me a far better photographer. Because you learned how to think on your feet. Like, you learned how to just kind of like, well, time to figure it the hell out, you know? Also, the fact that they weren't always paying me meant that I mean, do you know people in bands? It sounds weird. Leverage your friends. I was always too shy to really do it, but one of the best bits of advice is like, leverage your friends. Your friends are in a band? Cool, I'll take photos of your gigs so you can post them on social media. But I deliver them on my timetable. I do it when I can. And I get to try random things. Oh, this did not go perfectly well. All right. A little bit of a boo-boo here. Nope. How do I... Yeah, there we go. Made that a little too close to that. So... we're gonna... once again, we're gonna freehand a little bit. Yes, I've given up completely on the thing, and now I'm just doodling on a fucking gourd. There we go. Look upon my doofy son. How's that look? The derpier the pumpkin. Heck yeah. Okay. I want to make it clear what parts remove. There we go. I'm rapidly running out of Sharpie. I don't know what happened to all my fucking Sharpies. I had a bunch of them. There we go. He is so derpy. All right. But yeah, back to what I was saying. One of the best things, though, and I've often felt very not great about having to do it all the time. But having friends who are in a band and constantly having to go to gigs and take photos was also a lot of like free training. You know, venues are dark, bands move quick. There's a bunch of people. You have to work around that. You quickly kind of learned how to shoot on the fly, you know? Like, it actually was really great training. You know? I'm not saying, like, do it all the time to, you know. But I do think that there was a value in having done that. Especially since I fucking hate weddings. Like, the idea of shooting a wedding sounds awful to me. Especially since, like, I've been offered, like, 3 or 4 different weddings to shoot. Like, people I know trying to get cheap wedding photography done. And it's like, no, absolutely not. Oh, well, I'll tell them, of course, I'll try to be nice about it because I'm an idiot. And I'll be like, oh, well, I have no experience shooting a wedding. I wouldn't feel right, you know, screwing up your big day. Oh, well, that's fine. You know, and it's always with the idea of like, well, we're not going to pay you that much. You know? Yeah, that's the other thing. Stakes are really high. Also, I don't like them. That's part of the problem is, like, realistically, I don't give a shit whether your wedding photos come out good. It's not my problem. But, you know, I do care if I have to do it. Like, that's awful. I don't want to have to do it. You are being so good, buddy. Oh, we lost camera B. That's the only downside. I am using a DSLR from like 2012. So there's a bit of a learning curve here. You know? I'm also going to have a bunch of 1-second clips because I keep hitting record to get rid of the bars. There we go. That's one eye done. A smaller tool, because I feel like this big tool is great if I'm doing big long runs, like a little detail work. What's another thing to wash, right? There we go. So DSLR is just a weird abbreviation here nowadays. Yeah, I mean, we've all, like, everybody switched to mirrorless. Like, to be fair, this is a mirrorless, this is a DSLR. Because that camera's in Sony a6000, that one's a Canon 7D. Which, to be fair, they are both conditionally great cameras. Like, both of them have their pros and cons. The Sony is great for, like, it is lightweight, it has a great picture, the video on it is really good, it has a lot of very thoughtful video production features, like Zebra, shit like that, focus peaking, you know, great features that I absolutely love for shooting video. You know what it doesn't have? A microphone input. While that's fine for this, like me shooting, you know, where I'm wearing a lav mic and it's going into a computer which is recording everything, that's a-okay, you know? But if I was shooting quick video out and about, I would have to rely on the backup recording on my Rode mic, on my video, or my wireless Go, to be the audio, and then I'd have to sync it in post, because there's no audio input on that. And that's the problem with the A6000. Less of a problem on, it's less of a problem on, like, the A6500 or whatever it is, you know? Like, they did fix that later on. You know, and I'm also not super keen on Sony's proprietary horse shit that they constantly like to do. But that being said, if I want a camera for a condition that's going to be kind of rough, you know, bad weather, really cold out, really hot out, because, you know, the Sony's a little pampered. It don't like when it's too hot, it don't like when it's too cold, and the battery life isn't great. The 7D, it is a workhorse. Like, it has a titanium, a magnesium titanium body or some shit like that. Like, it is mostly waterproof. A lot of my buttons stick because they are waterproof, and I spilled a Coca-Cola into a bag that was in. Fucker still works. Still works great. Buttons are a little sticky. That's it. You know? Alright, we got eyes. Hey guys, you want to go scaring? No input jack on my camera either. Open Panasonic makes no sensor. Phase detect. Autofocus. The only one at the moment is the Z9 Mark II. What? What are you using? What are you using? Like a GH? No, because GH1 and GH2 both had. What other Panasonic mirrorless? Because I'm assuming mirrorless unless you're using a DSLR. But I also can't think of good Panasonic DSLRs. But either way, what I'm saying is like GX85 use contrast and autofocus. See, and it might be because I am primarily a vintage camera shooter. Like a lot of my preferred shooting and what I like doing more is on vintage cameras where autofocus not only is not good, it's not an option a lot of times. While I do have older camera bodies like my Canon Elan 7E, which has the coolest autofocus I've ever seen. It reads where your eye is looking and autofocuses to that point. Like this, the autofocus, I can see it tracking my face. It's face tracking. It works great. If I move back, it stays. If I move forward, it stays. It's great. That one has positional autofocus where you have to lock down a point and then take a photo. But then again, I'm used to just kind of like, you know, rolling my autofocus as I go. Like this is my autofocus. But maybe it's because I like either A, shoot on vintage glass a lot. Like it's very rare that unless I'm doing something like very professional and I need a very sterile look, I'm often shooting on Pentax Takumer lenses are my real lenses. I have a 55 1.8, a 35 3.5, and a 105 3.5, I believe. All super Takumer lenses, which have that nice radioactive like coating on the front of them, and they give such great color. Like they're reasonably soft. They're M42 lenses, so they'll mount to pretty much everything. They're great lenses. They do not have autofocus because they were made. Once you use, yeah, they're M42. Like I have several M42 adapters to use on different things. I love M42 lenses, and for a while there, they were the best kept fucking secret. They look so good. They are reasonably inexpensive. Everybody fucking heard about them, and now they're not as easily accessible. The only downside is the range was kind of limited. Yeah, the Helios 44 aren't what I'm talking about, though. While they are other M42 mounts, hold on a sec. While those are other M42 mounts, they're not nearly as good as the Takumers. I'm talking about this beautiful son of a bitch. Like, this is my first vintage lens, first off. But this is my Pentax super multi-coated Takumer 55 1.8. Like, look at the fucking lens on that baby. Like, has manual aperture. Like, come on. I forget how to do it. There's a way to make it where the aperture actually is constant. Yeah. Like, that's it. That's the whole lens. You know? But this thing is beautiful. And, like, I have this big 77 millimeter, like, thread adapter on the front of it. Because for a while there, all of my lenses were getting 77 millimeter adapters. So that I only had to buy one filter size, and I could just swap between them. Because that lens has a 77 millimeter filter. Like, that is literally just a screw-on filter mount. But, like, this is a great, fast little 50mm lens. You know? Like, this is one of those ones where if I had to pick one lens to use forever, it would probably be this one. Like, look how smooth that aperture is. Like, good solid clicks. You know? Like, that is a beaut right there. You know? But this is one of my favorite lenses. It takes beautiful pictures. It renders color beautifully. And I believe they are dirt cheap still. And it's M42, so it'll literally adapt to anything. Like, mirrorless, M42 goes... I think the only thing you might have trouble with is micro four thirds. I don't think you can easily adapt these to micro four thirds, but I'm not 100%. But that coating... This lens is also radioactive. Like, I was making a joke earlier about it, but these Takumar super multi-coated lenses have a thorium coating. So they're mildly radioactive. I think you'd need a speed boost for that. I believe you're right. I do believe for most things, for micro four thirds, you need a speed booster, because this is a full frame lens. This is a full frame 50mm. So you can throw it on a Canon 5D, you can throw it on an A5, like you can throw it on any full frame camera and it'll cover the whole frame, you know? So like it gives you a big lens picture. It's 55mm, which on a Canon crop sensor, I believe is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 85 to 90mm. On a Sony, I think it would be 83, and a Nikon, I think it would be 86, give or take, if I'm remembering my conversion rates correctly. You know, and it's 1.8, but in all reality, you shouldn't be shooting any lower than 1.8 if you want sharpness. Like, great bokeh is great bokeh. You know, but actually, hold on a sec. Real quick, I'm going to go grab a converter. Cap. There we go. I realized it's fairly easy to, but yeah, I just have, it's a dumb converter. Like, you don't actually need any electronics in it. They're dirt cheap because there's a screw on. I can actually show you how good this lens looks. And this is the story of how I got pumpkin all over my camera lenses. I'm just focusing as soft as or close as I can, because yeah, we're there we go. But yeah, like, look at the resolution on that baby. Like that is wide open. Kind of bullshit focused. I didn't really like double check the focus or like bring up focus peaking or anything. But like, look at all the definition you can see in my beard. Like, even out to the edges, we're like reasonably in focus, you know? But also look at like the color resolution. Like, yeah, that lens, the lens you're looking at me on currently was built sometime in the 70s. Like, here's the lens I normally shoot on. But yeah, like, that lens is great. That lens is one of my favorite. And look at how, like, nice the color is. Look at how, like, detailed it is. That lens costs next to nothing. Like, Also, this should tell you how close the camera is, because that's a 50 mil, and this is a 16. Like, the lens I normally use is a 16 millimeter. So that's the difference. Like how close we are right now. I've not moved the camera. I've not moved where I'm sitting. The pumpkin's still right here. Like, I'm still right where I was. But now we're super close. Like, we're uncomfortably close now. But yeah. That's how good these old Takamura lenses look. That, like, just a second worth of bullshit of putting it on the camera, like, instantly works. You know? Like, how are we doing there? Okay. But yeah. And, like, realistically, even convert it, like, that's all it is. Like, that's all it's sitting in your lens bag. You know, and you don't even need the big old goofy 77mm threaded filter I have on it. Like, I just do that so that all my I don't even have to buy filters of one size. How was your drive home, Jagboo? Our goofy pumpkin has eyes. I still have to do some cleaning out on the inside, apparently. God, why am I putting my face this close to the hole? Ugh. But yeah, like, while I love a good 50, like, that particular 50, even though it's slightly tighter, is my favorite. I've had that lens for years now, too. Like, it has been with me on everything I've worked on. Like, every project, every experiment, every flight of fancy, that lens has been with me through it. And what's funny is, I didn't intend to buy that lens. That lens came on a Pentex Spotmatic F, I believe, because I got 2 of them that day. I bought 2 Spotmatic cameras as a lot at like a yard sale, and ended up with that lens and 2 bodies. And that Spotmatic F, while a pretty good, like, no frills SLR, and very much the camera I learned how to use a film camera, or relearned how to use a film camera on, was nothing special, you know? It was nice that it had 1/1000th of a second, you know, shutter, like, because that wasn't a guaranteed in old cameras. It was nice that the shutter was reasonably accurate, at least as far as I could tell. You know, focused right. Like, that camera doesn't owe me anything. I used that one for a while. Why am I using the small end? What line? I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I use the line I drew? Ugh. 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 Why is it gritty? Hey guys. Alright, we got some cleaning up to do. I feel like I asked this last year. Is there a good way to get Sharpie off a pumpkin? Like... I don't like it. I figured out a way to get Sharpie off a pumpkin. Oh no! I broke his tooth. Yeah, it's still there. Ugh. The fuck did this go? Oh, that's the piece I just cut. Where the hell did that big ass piece come from? You know, I was so glad we had the larger scoops, so I wouldn't have to go elbow deep in the goddamn pumpkin. And yet here I am, elbow deep in a goddamn pumpkin. Ugh. So what's everyone being for Halloween? Because it is now officially Halloween. So, you know. Actually, if you're in the Discord, show us. Like, if you're comfortable with posting a picture, show us what you're being for Halloween. Y'all will have to wait till tomorrow night to see what I'm gonna be, because it's part of the fun of the Halloween stream, especially since we're actually gonna have a stream on Halloween tomorrow night. That's right, you're getting a Wednesday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday stream this week. Which I'm a little miffed, and I'll explain more tomorrow because I can't explain now. But I had a really cool idea yesterday that I wish I had last week. Because it was a really cool idea, but it required me to go somewhere, shoot a thing, and edit a thing I do not have time for. And it's something that has to be done at night. Like, I need nighttime to do it. I'll explain the full idea tomorrow, because I wasn't able to pull it off. But it would have been fun. This year, I don't know what the hell has been going on the last 2 weeks, but like, I feel like I have not had a moment to breathe. Like, I feel like everything's kind of been happening. Like, I've been so busy. Oh god, this one's gross. I think I overdid it. I can see light through the bottom. It's like a pinhole. People enjoy this? Like, legitimate? Y'all ain't fucking with me? People enjoy, like, doing this? Because this is fucking gross. Oh, now that I've fisted this pumpkin. How much better is that? Marginally. Okay. Alright. I am going to take the things over here. All right. Wash my hands real quick. And like with last year, I'm going to do the same trick again. So I actually want to shut off this light above, which doesn't appear to have been doing anything. I guess it lit the backside of the pumpkin a little. And we're gonna cut off this for a moment. I know it's dark, bear with me. All will be revealed. Now, the whole point of the plastic bag is so pumpkin doesn't get into it and onto my light. And I didn't get a big enough plastic bag. So that's fun. Alright. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it was only 3 pieces. A lot of that was cleanup. But yeah, there's this year's pumpkin. I very much enjoy camera talk as I drove home. Yeah, you got an impromptu camera podcast. A podcast you didn't ask for, nor did you want. But it was there, and you got to enjoy it. So, what are we naming them? What are we naming my very special boy here? My very special boy. Hudson confused because that's normally what I call him. Yippee! I see Yippee and I can't not hear it as the Yippee from what the hell is that game? Lethal Company. The little bugs. Yippee! I wanted it. Well. Is that what we're calling him? Opie? That's my boy, Opie. Thank you, lovely bear. How are you doing today? We just finished carving him. It feels weird to sit here in the dark with only the red lights because it's even creepier to this camera angle. I feel like I am in some kind of weird ARZ. Like, I feel like Slender Man should pop out at some point. Good. Glad to hear you're doing well. So, like I said, as I asked a moment ago, what's everyone being for Halloween? I will spend most of my day being a problem. Hudson 2 will also be a problem. Jag, are you dressing up for Halloween tomorrow for your students, or are you giving points to your students for dressing up? A little bit of old extra credit. You know what? Aside from the grittiness, there's a weird grittiness to this one. It wasn't as gross as last year. This pumpkin? This pumpkin wasn't as fragrant as the one last year. Wait, I was switching to ask me about extra credit. I asked if you were dressing up for Halloween or if your students were for extra credit. Yeah, the pumpkin did me a solid. While gritty, and it's on me for not getting rubber gloves. It's not the pumpkin's fault. My students did. I had a cute costume today. We got dressed up as Ghostface, a vampire. Today I was Freddy Krueger. Like, don't answer if you don't want to. But I realize in this very moment, I have no idea, like, what age bracket you teach. And for some reason in my head, I was thinking children. Like, kids. And I'm like, man, Ghostface and Freddy Krueger are a bit, like, hardcore for kids. Okay, it's college level. That's a little better. Okay. I'm like, that seems a bit weird. Like, I don't know where I got it in my head, because it doesn't quite make sense for you to teach, like, kids. Like, young kids. But, like, that's where that got in my head somehow. I was like, Ghostface is a weird one for that. Calling my kids, even though some of them are older than me. I mean, that's fair. I have gotten to that point in my life where I've started referring to a lot of people as kids. You know? Like saying in the weird older neighbor kind of way, them kids, they're always up to something. They're good kids. They're 35. Like I find myself to be perpetually an old man. It feels so weird to be sitting here in the red lighting. Like, but I don't feel like getting up to turn back on the ring light. So we're just here now. This is life. How are you? But yeah. I think it came out pretty alright. I did freehand the mouth. The eyes I did use a stencil. But I think it came out alright. But like I said, anybody being anything fun for Halloween tomorrow? Wait, now this is that's a full screen moment. I'm a child. I should have made myself a drink for this. God damn it, there's pumpkin on my water bottle. By the way, can I just tell you how nice it's been to be able to, like, do dishes and, like, refill my water bottle without having to go upstairs? That's been just lovely. Like, straight up wonderful. Alright, we're going to start wrapping up here, which we did about 2 hours. I'm pretty happy with that. For pumpkin carving, I think 2 hours is about what we got. We will be back tomorrow, where we're finally, which by the way, I've been tap dancing my ass all around to avoid fucking spoilers for it. We're going to finally be doing the Alan Wake Lake House DLC. And I will be in a costume. And I had a cool idea that I want to fucking be bummed about that I didn't get to do. So, like, tune in for that story. Or for the video effect, I might actually still be able to do it. It just would be more difficult. But yeah, we're going to do Alan Wake DLC, The Lake House tomorrow. I will be taking Sunday and next week off. Just to, like, recuperate, you know, like, get back in the flow of having to go to work, all that good stuff, rest. So I will be taking next week, like, full stop off. And then we will start in with a new game. I have to still test, but I think I know what it is. And y'all will learn what it is soon. Soon. I don't know why I'm so, like, enamored with this. The bottom lighting from the pumpkin. I'm a child. But yeah. We'll be, new emote now. Now, everything can't be an emote. Make it a clip and it might make it a TikTok. I don't like the idea of telling people to clip things. But, like, to be fair, this is one I might actually turn into a TikTok. It's just like, you put a light under me and I am enamored. I just look directly into the pumpkin. Don't look directly into the pumpkin. But yeah, we got tomorrow's stream. Next week I'm taking off. I think I know what we're doing next. Because I had to look around for a little bit for something because I wasn't sure. Because everything I kind of want to do is horror related. And because that's on my brain. And we can't just keep doing horror stuff out after October. We need a break. But I think I have a pretty good call. It's a game I've played before, but I did not finish, and I have not played it on stream. But it's a sequel to something we have played on stream. So that'll be fun to figure out. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. As always, you can find me at any one of these places up here or the easily clickable links right there in the chat or down in the description below if you're watching in the future on the YouTube. I hope you all have a lovely, safe, happy Halloween. Once again, if you're going to do a costume, post it on the Discord. It'd be fun to see. And tell me what your favorite Halloween candy and movie is. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws. Is this how engagement works? I don't know anymore. Yes, thank you for naming the pumpkin Jagboo, Opie. My wonderful little special needs son. But like I said, I hope you all have a lovely, safe Halloween. Enjoy some candy, enjoy some frightening movies, and dressing weird. Take it easy. I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye. Excuse me, sir, are you using these needle nose? Do you have a permit for these? And what's this? Some sort of drug pipe? Oh, spark plug, we say. Go Phelps is not a mechanic. Everything's horrible. Like...
Stop being a bitch and come on.
All right. I don't know what happened that time. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connected with someone like that. Being able to provide